And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. An AL West matchup on the show. It's the Los Angeles Angels going up against the Oakland Athletics. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Sciambi. Singing a guy who could change this game with one swing of the bat, Ricky Henderson. He, of course, leads their team in home runs.
Yeah, Boog, he's been such a force at the plate, and it seems like every time he connects, the ball is traveling out of the ballpark. So when you have such a threat like that, other guys in the lineup should get good pitches to hit because they're trying to get those outs instead of having to face him in a big situation.
So, almost ready to get underway. And on the mound today, Frankie Montas. What do we have on him?
Yeah, very respectable numbers last year. A sub-350 ERA. And, you know, guys like that, you may think, well, they're elite pitchers that are pitching sub-2s. They're dominating. But when you can have that kind of consistency, you know you have a chance to win the ball game every time he takes the mound. So, you know, good season last year. Opportunity for him to go out there and repeat it this year, possibly even improve. But I tell you what, if this guy's pitching for me and I'm playing in the outfield, I'm loving every minute of it.
Andres throws to first, and a quick out, number one. Here's Joe Maddon's lineup for the Angels. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team, and I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
One down, base is empty. See the velocity, 97 with that fastball. And down on strikes he goes. And a couple of quick outs.
Tunneled that pitch. Thought it was going to be a slider breaking in off the plate, but it hugged the corner. And at that point, when he recognized it, it was just too late.
Here's the veteran outfielder, Jim Edmonds. That one fouled off, 2-2. The wind and the pitch. Ground ball right side. Gets it to first. That's the third out. End of a half inning of play. And now the Athletics offense gets its first shot here. No score. Bottom of the first. And on the hill, Jared Weaver.
Well, just recently got his 150th career win. He's kind of got that mid-milestone out of the way. Now he needs to press closer to 200.
We go to the bottom of the first. And here's the veteran outfielder, Ricky Henderson. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most. The 2-1. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him.
Tell you what, those are the types of guys pitchers really like to punch out when they're on the mound, because if they get on, just the distraction that they create with all that speed over on the base pass, it could take away your focus from the next hitter, and that's the last thing you want to do is serve up a pitch that a guy hits over the fence, and it's a multi-run home run.
And here it comes. And a foul ball. He stays alive. The next pitch misses. 2-2. Hit in the air, right field. And he makes the catch. 2 away now. And time now to check out the A's lineup. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Well, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get one pitch. You better not miss it.
The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. And 1, 2, 3 go the A's. We played an inning. No score. Back in Oakland, Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. Great speed and great power. A great athlete, quite simply. And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they...
that hit him. And the leadoff man is aboard to start the inning.
Now, this is a rough start to the inning. It's easy to feel like you're on an island on the mound, but he knows his defense is there to back him up.
Here's Mike Trout. Fouls one away, and now 3-2.
Starting to get some pretty good timing on that breaking ball, but he's going to have to stay ready for a fastball. Don't want to watch one go right by you.
So now 3-2, and that's ball 4.
His ability to draw walks has been something that's been part of his career since day one.
First and second, no outs. Now it's the veteran outfielder, Garrett Anderson. Next pitch misses. Now 3-1. That one pushed foul. Back to the mound. And it gets by him. Laureano fires it to the plate. Not in time. He scores. And it's 1-0.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Now the third baseman, Troy Gloss. In the dirt. Nothing happening on the bases, though.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read.
Oh, and a nice sliding stop. There's one. On to Giambi, and that's a double play.
That was a much-needed double play right there. It gives him a really good shot at minimizing any further damage in this inning.
Jared Walsh, the next to hit for the Angels. Hitless in the series so far. He's 0 for 7. And now 2 balls and a strike. Trout on third with 2 out. Swing, and that's ripped towards right center. Can't get there, base hit. In to score is the runner from third, and they lead by 2. Pulls into second. That's an RBI double.
Well done. Drives in the run. As soon as that one shot off his barrel, he was thinking extra bases. Really nice job of getting the bat out front, but not hooking around it or rolling over it. Just kept the swing on plane and smoked that thing into the gap.
Max Stassi, the next to hit for the Angels. He's built his reputation as one of the top framers in the sport. And a 1-1.
Nope, that's a ball. I got 2 on the count.
Fought off foul. At the belt and fires. That one just misses.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Next offering is fouled back. The pitch. Bounce to the right, and it goes just foul. And the right-hander deals. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Puts the squeeze on it, and that will end the inning. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Angels 2 and the A's nothing. Bottom of the second. Striding to the plate now for Oakland, Reggie Jackson. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. Next offering is fouled back. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
Carl Dixon doing the umpiring behind the plate.
And Boog, I'm not sure if it's because he sort of sets up higher than most, but one thing to be aware of with Dixon is the high strike. Not usually a big deal because most guys are swinging at pitches up there.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. It's gone. So he just clears the wall, and they slice into the lead. It's 2-1.
Took on the big part of the yard for that home run and just barely got it over the wall. I thought for a second he brought it back out there too. Gave it a great effort, but those plays are so tough to pull off, and I'm sure he'd love to have another shot at it.
Chad Pinder now. That one down the line, and foul ball. The 1-2. And now 2-2.
Well, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run. Go back to work. Focus on this next batter.
And a pop-up. Right side. Foul territory. Trout makes the catch. And there's one down.
Batting 6th, the third baseman.
Digging in for Oakland, Sheldon Noisy. Hitless in the first 2 games of the series. He's 0 for 8. The 1-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. On the ground, right side. Steps on first for the out.
Good late bite on that slider. Got the hitter out in front, rolled over on it. Exactly what he was supposed to do.
Jed Lowry.
2 outs, base is empty. Now here is Jed Lowry. The 2-1. Good eye right there. Out front, pulls that one foul. Now it's 3-2. Two down, nobody on. On a line out towards center. Puts the squeeze on that one, and that'll end the inning. Oakland gets one on this homer, and the home team down a run. Welcome back. Top half of the third inning. Matt Duffy to lead it off. And a pitch. On the ground to third. Slings it across. One up, one down.
Up next for the Angels, the shortstop, Tyler Wade.
Now batting Tyler Wade. Ripped on a line. He can't get there. It's a base hit. And that's a double.
Drove that ball nicely, put a great swing on it, and it jumped off his bat. Kind of put it all together there, and he's rewarded with the double.
So digging in, Jim Edmonds. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport. And a pitch. A little bit low. Wade over at second, one down. Now a screamer into the outfield. That's a base hit. Into third now. So runners at the corners and one out.
Back-to-back base hits. He somehow got to that outside pitch and pulled it hard into the outfield. Not exactly what you're supposed to do with that kind of location, but you wouldn't know it by how the ball came off his bat.
Here's Shohei Ohtani. Right-hander kicks, deals. Misses outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Next pitch is popped up. Lowry should have this one. Makes the grab. And there are 2 outs.
Well, that was a pitch you got to crush. Unbelievable that he missed it right there. And I'm telling you, he is going to be frustrated with himself until his next at bat.
Pretty impressive lineup. Mike Trout hitting this far down in the order. Corners are occupied with 2 down.
Mike Trout, just a special player, a special human, does everything well on the baseball field and seems to do it as well off the field.
The count 2-1. Out front, rip foul. I think with Mike Trout, when you consider all the awards, the wins above replacement, he's on a trajectory, if he stays healthy, that he'll end up as one of the greatest position players of all time. Here's the 2-2. Just missed.
One of the unfortunate things is that in this guy's career, particularly early, we just didn't get to see him in the postseason very much. You want to see the best players playing in October.
Swing and a miss, and that is that. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. Angels 2 and the A's 1. ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now the center fielder, Ramon Laureano. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. One gone, bottom of the third inning.
Man, I really like the ability to bounce back right there after not getting a call he probably should have gotten. He didn't let it affect his focus, and he came back with another good pitch to get him swinging.
Here's Stephen Vogt. 1-2 now. And a foul ball. Here's a 1-2.
Nope, outside.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Man, that slider bearing in on your hands like that, it's just so tough to fight off. It's kind of like a cutter and just can eat you up, saw you off. Tell you what, hitters have nightmares about that pitch. Perfectly executed out there on the mound.
So the lineup flips over. Ricky Henderson up next for the A's. That one ripped, but foul.
And if there's one man you want to keep off the base paths, it's this guy right here, Ricky Henderson, the undisputed stolen base king.
That one not close. 2-2. The wind to kick the pitch. Popped up first base side. Walsh racing over to make the catch. A's go quickly and quietly there. They're down 2-1. Back here at the ballpark as we go to the top of the fourth. Now the left fielder, Garrett Anderson. And Singy, Ricky's 1,406 career steals is a record that may stand forever. The active leader in career steals isn't even a quarter of the way to that number. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Here comes a pitch. Good eye right there.
And with the extreme crouch of that batting stance, Ricky made pitchers work. His strike zone was as small as it gets. He's looking to get on base any way he can because he knows a single is a triple.
Can't get there, and now maybe extra bases. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
Now batting, the third baseman, Troy.
Here's the third baseman, Troy Gloss. The 1-1. And that's a strike. Righty delivers. And now the count is even.
2-2 count.
Righty to the plate.
3-2.
Now this one is smoked down the left field line. On its way, if it's fair, out of here. A big blow to the home fans, and they tack on to their lead. It's 4-1.
That pitch was intended to stay inside, but it leaked out over the middle of the plate. Hitter waited on it, and he connected just perfectly.
Jared Walsh, the next to hit for the Angels. And he deals. And a count 1-2.
Very dominant with that fastball inside. Hitter's going to be conscious of that. Now you have the outer half of the plate to work with out there on the mound.
hauls it in for the out.
Now batting, catcher, Max Stassi.
Max Stassi comes up to hit. First time up was a pop out. Still only one out here in the inning. Next one misses, and it's 2-1. And that one sliced foul. Stays alive. The 2-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
Next offering misses, and now 3-2. Ninth pitch of the at bat due next. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and now 2 gone. Back to the top of the Angels lineup. Here's the second baseman, Matt Duffy. The wind of the pitch. And there's a ball. And the pitch. Rolled over to third. Over to Giambi. And the inning is over. 2-run shot for the Angels this inning. It's now 4-1. Back here in the East Bay, bottom of the inning, and now the shortstop, Elvis Andrus. The pitch. And 1-2.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot.
Trout on the move to his left. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting, first baseman, Jason.
So up next, Jason Giambi. Next offering way off the plate. Left-hand batter waits. Fouls one off. 2-2.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at bat alive.
Base knock right field. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. We've all seen the defensive shift make a big difference in defending against pull hitters, but it's not foolproof. He pulled it as expected, but he found a hole that time. And you can feel this crowd waking up a bit here as the guys are starting to make some noise with their bats.
And the batter now, Reggie Jackson. In the dirt. Now throw to first, but back easily. Giambi, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. That one the other way. And a base hit. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only 1 away.
bat.
One down. Chad Pinder up next for the A's.
Pinder.
2 on, 1 out. And the pitch is in for a strike. 1-2. And the 1-2 misses to even the count.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
The next offering misses, and the count's full.
You know, he can move the ball around, add and subtract, get some weak contact at times. So you don't worry as much about him in this situation. Very capable of getting a ground ball and getting out of this little jam. Pretty good spot on the outside, but just couldn't quite clip the zone. That's a stone-cold take.
Sheldon Neuse, the next to hit. 0 for 1. He grounded out to first his last time. Bases loaded. 1 away. To first, maybe a 2-ball. Walsh over to second, back to first, double play. Nice job getting over, and that ends the inning.
Just trying to sneak one through with the bases loaded, but an excellent job by the defense to turn that one and get out of this jam.
And welcome back. New inning getting started. So in now for the Angels, Tyler Wade. Kicks and fires. Now one missed. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Austin Pruitt up and loosening in the pen. Acevedo getting loose as well. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Montas is done in this one. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the new arm in a minute. James Caprillion into the game. And this is his season debut.
Well, at this point of the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and you need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
Here's some real power at the plate. Jim Edmonds. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. The pitch. That's to third. It's in and out of his glove. Neuse to second, to first, not in time. Great effort there.
Well, that was clearly a double play ball, but the bobble unfortunately prevented him from being able to get 2. But a good job to stay with it and make sure you got at least 1.
The pitch. And you played behind guys, and they loved having your speed out there defensively. One of the things that we talk about is how much pitchers enjoy having those elite defenders behind them. There's one. Back to first for 2, and that'll do it. Home half of the 5th coming up. Angels 4, and the A's 1. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Striding to the plate now for Oakland, Jed Lowry.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting-wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
The wind of the pitch. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. And that's the first out. Laureano comes up to hit.
The center fielder, Laureano.
1-1 now. And that one fouled off. And a pitch. To the right side. And he handles it himself for the out.
Up next for Oakland, the catcher, Steven Vogt.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Steven Vogt. And a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. And the A's are gone in order. And this is still a 4-1 ball game. All set for the top of the 6th. And now batting Mike Trout. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. Line drive, and that's a base hit to right. And it kicks off the base of the wall. And that's a leadoff double.
You got to get on your horse and get to that thing and get it back in, because he's going to come barrel around first. He's going to put pressure on you. If you bobble it or you don't get there in a hurry, he's going to make you look silly and end up on second base.
So digging in, Garrett Anderson. And he chases that one. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away.
Got him out on the front foot. Couldn't keep the hands back long enough and played right into the hands of the pitcher.
Trout, the runner at second with one away. Next pitch is outside. 3-2 now. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes the count. Oh, now this one's blasted deep to left. Way back there, on its way and out of here. He'll touch them all. His second of the year. It's 6-1.
Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spit on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
And now the first baseman, Jared Walsh. Right-handed reliever. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. One and 2 now. And a ball evens the count. The pitch. Stays alive. The wind and the pitch. Little bouncer out in front of the plate. On to first. Walsh retired.
The catcher, number 33, Max Stassi.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the Angels catcher, Max Stassi. Kicks and deals. And that one fouled off. And the right-hander deals. That one hammered center field. That's back. Up against the wall and brings it in. But two come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this two-run homer. And this is now a 6-1 ball game. Back in Oakland, bottom of the 6th inning, and now Ricky Henderson. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. Out towards right center. That's well struck. Way back there. Turning, looking, and that one is gone. He sends one out the opposite way. His first homer of the year. It's 6-2.
A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Here's Elvis Andrus. And here it comes.
I got the count. 2-2.
Two. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
The real threats are coming up. Already given up a home run in this inning. He's going to really have to bear down.
The 2-2. Andrus started after it. Tried to hold up. Now a look to first. No swing. That's to third. Sends it to Walsh. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Good arm side run and sink on that pitch right there. Got inside on him and got him to bounce into that out.
Jason.
They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. And the righty deals.
Ball 2.
If you're on the mound right now, you know you have to retire this hitter. If he gets on base, it could open up the floodgates for this offense to score some runs.
Left field. Can't get there. Base hit.
I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
One gone, runner at first. Digging in, Reggie Jackson. He's already homered here in this one. The 2-2 gets a check swing. Now an appeal to third. He did not go around. 3-2. Ground ball, could be 2. Duffy. Off balance feed. There's 1. Over to first. Safe.
Tough play right there. Didn't really have enough time to set his feet and make a strong, accurate throw. Had to rush it, but he got it off and he got it there in time to get that out at second base.
Man at first, Chad Pinder up next for the A's. 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So he's gotten deep into this game, and at least so far, not showing a ton of signs of fatigue. Welcome back, and now it's Matt Duffy. Next pitch is outside. Kicks and fires. Fouls one away, and now 3-2. Right-hander kicks, deals. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
The shortstop.
Tyler Wade digs in now.
Wade.
Left-hand hitter waits. And that one missing low. And a pitch. That one fouled off. 2-2. Duffy on at first. Nobody out. Ground ball right side, could be 2. Feeds to second, out there. Throw to first, safe.
The center fielder,
Jim Edmonds getting ready to hit. This is a true 5-tool guy. Not very many of them out there, but when he's on the field, you can't take your eye off of him. The next pitch misses, and that's ball 3.
Fans come to the ballpark to watch him play. And in baseball, to have such a talented player going out there every day and putting on the show that he does, just a joy to watch.
In for a strike. Now it's 3-2. Righty delivers. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Now 2 out.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
Shohei Ohtani.
Now it's the DH, Shohei Ohtani. Check on the runner, and he's back in on a dive. One and 2 here, and now 2-2. At the belt and fires. And that one hit to first. It's through for a hit. And now they'll have runners on the corners with 2 away.
He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock. And you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Domingo Acevedo gets the call from the pen.
Number 68. Domingo Acevedo.
First and third, 2 away. And now it's going to be Mike Trout, 1 for 2. Next pitch misses, and now 3-1. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Swing and a miss, 3-2 now. Here comes a pitch. Base hit and a run comes in. It's not often someone hits a baseball this hard. It's worthy of the StatCast treatment, Singy.
Well, I was anxious to see what that exit velo would be, and wow, 116 miles per hour. StatCast absolutely lives for these moments. You know, it's so cool to get that kind of data back almost instantly.
And here is Garrett Anderson.
That's a ball.
Next pitch is downstairs. This one is smashed down the right field line. Way back there. Fair and gone. That one felt good. His first homer of the year. It's 10-2. Singy, he's been red hot.
Yeah, another big swing of the bat for him. Man, he is really seeing the ball well in this one. Well, he really crushed that thing down the line, and everyone had to hold their breath until it clanked off the pole. And every time that happens, it just kind of feels like a trick shot or something. But really, it's just a stroke of luck that it stays fair long enough.
At the plate, Troy Gloss. The pitch. Hard ground ball, base knock.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
And next for the Angels, Jared Walsh. Ground ball up the middle. They get the force. Ends the inning after they racked up a bunch of runs. But the big blow of the inning comes right here. A 3-run homer. It's now a 10-2 ball game. Back here at the ballpark, bottom of the 7th, digging in for Oakland, Sheldon Noisy.
No base hits in the series for him so far, and it's clearly been a rough one. You just hope he's not pressing too hard, because that just compounds things. It makes the slump even longer. Never seems to help. Never helped me.
Line drive, and that's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Nice swing to drive that pitch up the middle. Could have easily been out in front on the off speed and pulled off of it, but he was looking to use the big part of the field, and he executed his plan perfectly.
Here's Jed Lowry. And he deals. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And there's one down.
Way out in front of that inside pitch there, and just exactly the opposite kind of approach that you want with 2 strikes. You want to let the ball travel. Make sure you recognize it. Try to shorten up so that you can at least put the ball in play. Clearly fooled, but I think even more so, you question the 2-strike approach.
Now the Angels manager is out of the dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Jared Weaver is done, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back. Patrick Sandoval on the pitch here, and a healthy sized lead for him to go to work with.
Patrick Sandoval.
Man at first, here's Ramon Laureano. And the pitch. In the air, center field. Edmonds under it. 2 down.
Now batting, the catcher, Steven Vogt.
So 2 down now, and here is Steven Vogt. The 1-2. Foul ball there. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd straight at bat. 1 left for Oakland, and the deficit stays at 8. It's 10-2. We're at the top of the 8th, and the batter now, Max Stassi. He is at the top of the game in terms of defense at the catching spot.
It's so impressive because these guys have to do so much study and preparation for their pitchers, for opposing hitters, and really their number one job is to guide that staff through a ball game. And so when you also can turn it up offensively and be a force there, that is a win-win, every manager's dream.
Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. And that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the eighth. Stepping in, Matt Duffy.
Matt Duffy.
The 1-1. Squibbed out in front of the plate. The throw to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup. Got that hitter to roll over. Well, 2 outs and a chance to put up a 0 on the scoreboard here, and that's not something that's come easy for this staff in this one.
And a pitch. Fouled off. He was late. Righty to the plate. And another ball.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
Right-handed reliever. Lifted in the air out to left. Makes the catch, inning over. Angels held in check. And the lead stays at 8. It's 10-2. Back here in the East Bay, ready for the bottom of the 8th. Now here's the leadoff hitter for the A's, Ricky Henderson. The lefty ready, and a 1-1. He swings and fouls one off. The pitch. Stays alive. And now the lefty. And a foul ball. He stays alive. In the air, foul off first. Walsh drifts towards it. Makes the catch, and there's one gone.
Now batting, shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
And now Elvis Andrus. The wind to kick the pitch. That's outside. 2-1.
That's where you want it. It's a good miss.
Two 2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even. The big lefty turns, kicks, deals. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 gone now.
Well, we saw a solid effort out of their starter, and the bullpen is following suit. It's just a good day as a manager or as a pitching coach when you can hand the ball off to multiple arms and get stability from all of their performances.
And here is Jason Giambi. The wind of the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. And 1, 2, 3 go the A's. And the deficit stays at 8. It's 10-2. We go to the 9th. Now here is Jim Edmonds. The wind of the pitch. Looked like it was a little bit up. And a 2-1 on the way. Swings and misses at 1 down below the zone.
Well, and those hitters count sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
Stays alive. 2-2 now. And now it's filled up. Three-two on the way. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. And Ricky Henderson the grab, and there's one away.
Now batting, designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani, the next to hit for the Angels. Pretty amazing athlete this guy is. Power and speed, quite a threat. I mean, you're talking about someone that could steal you a bag and go deep. Bo Jackson, anyone? So now 1-2.
When you have a real athletic player and who's able to do the baseball mechanical things really well, look out, because the sky's the limit on that potential.
Right there is Laureano. Makes the grab. 2 down.
Now batting, the right fielder, Mike Trout.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Trout. The 2-1. Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field, and brings it in at the wall. On to the bottom of inning number 9. 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's the Angels 10 and the A's 2. Back in Oakland, and now the right fielder, Reggie Jackson. Here's a 1-1. Late on that fastball.
He normally does damage on that pitch in that location. Just a swing and a miss there. I don't think you want to throw it again, though.
And now it's 1-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. The pitch. Stays alive. And the pitch.
That's ball 2.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Next pitch misses inside, and it's 3-2. Kicks and fires. The punch out there, and the leadoff man retired here in the 9th.
You know, variant speeds can be just as useful for a pitcher as movement. As you see right there, it really wasn't a great location. But the fact that the velocity change had the hitter off balance, and that's all you got to do sometimes.
And now Chad Pinder. The pitch. Swing and a miss as he was out front. The 1-2. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. That's his second strikeout.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
The third baseman, Sheldon Noisy.
Now the third baseman, Sheldon Noisy. The 1-1. A little out front there as he swings through it.
1-2.
The wind and the pitch.
I got to count 2-2.
Lifted in the air, right center field. Edmonds turns, moving to his left. He's got it. Ball game. And the Angels bounce back from consecutive losses to take game 3 of the series.
Well, a big win by 8 runs, and when you have that kind of lead, you make it easier for the pitching staff to come out, make their pitches, pitch to contact, and not worry about giving up the lead. So nice job today all the way around to get the W.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Angels, 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. For the Athletics, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 34 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.